There's a lot of people learning how to do Unreal 5 right now. I want to talk about a couple of hang-ups, ones that I've personally encountered, as well as what I see other people going through right now in terms of having difficulties in Unreal 5. These are the reasons people stop progressing or stop using the program. Reason number one, they don't know where to start. This is kind of a thing, right? So like there's this amazing tool, right? Unreal 5, it's incredible. It can do everything. It looks photorealistic. It has amazing lighting generation, stuff like that. It has metahumans. It's got end display, live link. You can obviously make amazing AAA games with it. It's been used for Gears of War. It's been used to make all sorts of like really amazing high-end experiences. When you start like learning how to do Unreal Engine, it's like, where do I even start? You know, you could just like get one of those common tutorials that everybody gets off of Udemy, or just like look through YouTube or something like that, but it might not necessarily be relevant to you. Like, what are your goals? I think one of the first things people should do when they start learning how to use Unreal is they should just make a list of what is interesting about it or what they would want to be able to accomplish. Reason number two, there's too many tools. So I love Unreal to death, but one issue I noticed that I had with Unreal right away that I didn't have in Unity, and yeah, I've used Unity too actually, not extensively, but a little bit. One of the big things that I noticed right away is that like Unity has less editors. Sure, they still have an animation graph like Unreal does, and they have a GUI generator and all of that stuff. Like that's normal, but Unreal has a lot more specific different kinds of editors, or at least as far as using Blueprint is concerned, which is actually, in my opinion, a really good thing because Blueprint is flexible and easy to use and it's great. However, there's a bunch of different things. There's like actor blueprints and there's animation blueprints, and you know, you have all of the different kinds of actor objects that you can create. Oftentimes when you're in Unreal, you feel like you're gonna make the wrong decision at any turn. It takes a while to get past the point where you stop feeling anxious about that you're gonna specifically mess up something process related along the way. You know, there's all sorts of buttons to click and things that just could spontaneously go wrong, so it seems. I'd say in the beginning, mess around and mess up, but start a lot of new project files so that you start with default settings. Every time you start a new Unreal file, it's going to start with some base settings that everybody can kind of get behind and use as a blank starting place. All right, so this is reason number three. You're missing a piece. It's going to sound weird and a little bit gatekeepy, and I really hate gatekeepy stuff, so that's not me. But one of the things that's tricky about Unreal is that it takes a lot of interdependent skills. When we look at why people quit things, it's because they don't get the goals they set out to attain. It's tricky. In life, we, you know, are looking for things to accomplish and sort of bring back. There are rare people who enjoy the ride, but for the most part, like, we're looking to make something cool, and it's really easy to get discouraged and give up. I think for a lot of people, it's having a lot of interdependent skills and like missing something in the skill chain. If you don't like your results because you need a specific model that you don't have, well, maybe it's time to think about how to integrate 3D modeling, either by learning it or by introducing someone to your team who is capable of producing what you're looking for, at least if you're approaching Unreal as an indie developer. Now, let's say you just want to learn control rig, or you just want to learn motion capture, or you just want to learn game dev, or you just want to learn, you know, something specific. That's probably actually going to be a little easier for most people. If you're like me and you have like really bad ADHD, it's really hard not to just let yourself loose and go learn whatever you can learn and just like go nuts and put it all out there. Maybe you need to take a step back. Reason number four, you can't find the information that you're looking for. Now, famously, Unity's documentation is really good. If you're looking for something, whether it's a line of code or parts of a library or something like that, you can just go through a directory and find it. If you Google search it, you're gonna find not only what you're looking for, but a little bit of extra information about it. Tell me if you've had this experience. You start Googling something about Unreal, you find a couple of unanswered help forum questions, and then maybe you find information about a node without any other description than what you already have access to in the editor, and then suddenly you're just stuck. You gotta try something else, or you gotta find another way to find the information you're looking for. That's one thing that really stinks about Unreal, and it's one of the reasons that I started this channel, was to be able to help put that information out there for other people. Reason number five, results. One reason that people give up early is because they don't like what they made and they don't trust themselves in the process. My first results in Unreal weren't that great, and it took me a long time to be able to even get like passable results. Now I like where things are going, but I still see room for improvement. Like I really like my lighting right now, but there's some weird shadows under my face. Now this is kind of interesting because Unreal 5 being out and released, I've actually seen some absolute beginners make some really cool looking stuff. And that's because you have access to all of this super high resolution meshes, this super realistic lighting that can just bounce off of things and magically just look pretty realistic, which is crazy. So it's never been a better time to get into it. Now, that doesn't mean that your results are going to be great about everything. You're still going to have meshes that don't match your art design, and you're still going to deal with strange looking animations that aren't quite right. And there's still a huge uphill battle in terms of learning how to get into Unreal. That being said, keep at it. Advice is a tricky thing, right? You don't really always need advice from people. Sometimes you need people to leave you alone and let you be yourself and be brilliant, and then come to the solution yourself. That being said, I'll try to share what little I know that helped me. The way I've gotten through it is just by doing short projects where I have the opportunity to learn something new and fail at one thing while I'm succeeding at something else. Like making my first RPG. I made so many mistakes in setting up the RPG itself. I made my first saving system and it is horrible and it doesn't make a lot of sense. However, I really like the look of some of my lighting bakes because it wasn't my first time doing lighting bakes. So I would say if you're trying to do this and you're trying to get into this and you've seen something cool out there that you like that inspired you and you really want to go for it, then the thing you got to do is just keep making a mess and just make a prettier mess every single time. Slowly over time, you'll realize, oh, I'm not making a mess anymore. I know what I'm doing. I'm making something really cool. And that process is invaluable. And that's just what I learned. This week, I'm going to be dropping this new Unreal Engine Blueprint video. We're going to talk about the basics of Unreal Engine Blueprint. Blueprint's really cool and it's something I think everybody should know. So if you want to watch that, subscribe to this channel, and it's going to be really, really helpful for a lot of people who have never thought about coding before, who are interested in Unreal for its graphical capabilities. So if that's you, check it out.